Hey everyone, how's it going tonight? Hopefully I'm not muted. I'm not! Awesome. Let's turn on the game music. There we go, that's better. How do I get this thing closed? There we go. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you. Hey, Little Donkey and Joker. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry about your kofefe, Little Donkey. That's horrible. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Ready to play some Call of Cthulhu. We're on Chapter 6, Hawkins Mansion. Just a reminder, guys, I won't be playing tomorrow night, because it's Thanksgiving. So people should be spending time with their family, not watching me play games. So Hawkins Mansion. Pierce woke up in an asylum installed in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. He met Dr. Colden, a female friend of Bradley, who helped him escape. Wandering through the corridors of this place, where Dr. Fuller reigned supreme, Pierce was able to talk to a man called Francis Sanders. Before dying in full view of the detective, he accused Sarah Hawkins of being the curse of his torments. Pierce finally left the accused building, accompanied by Bradley and Colden. The companions in misfortune decides to use Hawkins' mansion as a hideout. Hey, Greymine, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you. Oh, I need to be careful. I almost spilled my coffee. Do this. There we go. Entering madness.
Who goes there?
Let me pause the game real quick.
That nightmare again.
I got something going on here you guys can't see that is really annoying. There we go. Alright. There we go.
I need a drink.
Need a drink. I need a drink? What are you, an alcoholic? I have a duty to the patients. That man is toying with their lives. Who knows what he could do if you stay true. That is precisely why I'll find evidence. I love when you can see stuff in the captions you can't hear.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like I need a drink.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How are you alive?
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Okay.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
How are you
Mr.
alive,
Pierce,
dude?
are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Well, I have.
There are things I can't explain.
Like he was
Tell us.
dead. He
What
was
happened?
decapitated. You see, Charles was alive. You and Dr. Colden.
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
Okay.
I do seem a little bit...
But let's talk
stupid,
about how this
don't
guy
I?
is alive. Because I'm pretty sure I saw him, the
Anyway.
cultists kill him.
Let's get back to the business at hand.
Did you see Charles? Did you see Charles was alive?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
What?
You
You're
were
alive.
there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
You should be dead. I want to say this, but I don't have enough medicine points to say it. Come back.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't
Hey, Will,
understand your
welcome. Well,
question.
thank you for lurking.
The
How are
night
you doing
we went
tonight?
into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel.
He died. He died
no,
down
we
there.
were in the manor, then,
Then what?
Then what?
the rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
Because they killed
I went
you.
to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel.
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Let's talk about something else. Spa 3. Alright, I guess I gotta come back.
I have flashbacks.
You've been sick?
The
I'm
Hawk-
sorry, Will. Something's
What did
going
they do
around.
to you?
Everyone's been sick.
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how
Yeah.
you scared us. You seemed demented.
You
I
likely woke
seem
up during
demented.
the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute.
Yeah. Sick
Hallucinogenic
experiments.
gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Ah.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses.
Yeah.
Not to
true.
mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
Yeah, it's
What
horrible.
I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Hey, God
Do
Gamer,
you even
how are
hear
you
what
doing?
you're saying?
How are you doing
Dr.
tonight? Good
Fuller
to see
is
you.
highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Hey, Ghost Simulator, welcome. You'll subscribe anyways. Anyways, what? And thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Peach Farm. Marie Colden, I'm listening, Mr.
Given the
Pierce.
energy he pours into
Cool,
Riverside,
God, what kind of
I
videos are you
presume
making?
It was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
Mobile?
I know the risks. I don't fear him.
Even though
Do you
you're
wish
on...
to know anything else?
Oh, a mobile video. Talk to Bradley. I want to say this to him, it won't let me. Dang it. I might have
met
a lead.
Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course.
Yeah,
he's a
he's
patient.
dead.
Or was. I haven't seen him
A
since Dr.
TikTok
Fuller had him
reaction
transferred to
video?
the
That's
basement.
cool. I don't know what. Oh, TikTok's
Sarah Hawkins.
that like
And that's what
karaoke thing,
killed him.
right?
What?
You're switching
How
the
did he
memes
die?
off?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you
Hey,
speak?
Dark Joel, how are you doing
Sanders
tonight?
said
Good to see you.
Sarah Hawkins, visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed
Happy
something here?
Thanksgiving, Dark Joel.
This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
She's dead though.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector.
Yeah.
I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say?
Happy Cthulhu
That's
giving.
probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of
Welcome
her
back,
late
God.
husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Making some roast for human Cthulhu giving. Better
He's
to
right.
confront the truth.
We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very
Yeah,
well.
I
I'll
think
go to see
so.
Francis's widow.
Plus, I want to
Perhaps
see
I'll
her go
find a
mad.
link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this
Oh,
time.
you like TikTok? That's cool. I've never
do my
used
best.
it, so I don't know anything about it. Okay, consult diary. Oops, wrong button. I finally reached the stairs that lead to the first floor of the Riverside Institute, but on the way I inhaled some gas that was leaking from a damaged pipe and I passed out. I remember Bradley alive. Really? Who is talking to me? And I came to in the Hawkins mansion. I must understand what I'm doing here and what happens next. The Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. It's undeniable. The widow didn't tell me anything, but her house speaks for her. Everything began with Francis Sanders' obsession with the Shambler and an exceptional painting in more ways than one. In theory, Francis Sanders was a renowned art collector. I must question his widow, Irene Sanders, to know more about his links with Sarah Hawkins and to discover the identity of the visitor he called about before he died. Hey, Gecko Girl, how's it going? Gek is a suspended Gek. Did you get in trouble at school, Gecko Girl? Did you get in trouble? See what it has to say about this cop. Police officer. This hick cop likes order and justice. He's no great sleuth, but he seems more inclined than his colleagues to discover the truth in the Hawkins case. The inhabitants of the island seemed friendly with them. He could help me in my investigation. I don't have any clues for chapter 6 yet. Okay, do you have some points to spend? I do. Let's see. So these two can only be increased by reading books. I haven't found any occultism books, only medical books. Investigation represents your investigation talents. Improving your skill increases your chances of understanding past events. Let's put a point in there. Point in here. Is that it? I spent them all? Alright. Hey everybody! Hey little donkey, yeah, stream finally started, okay. I gotta go talk to Irene, but I'm assuming that means I need to leave this place. Let me look around to make sure I've picked up everything. Oh, he's saying he needed a drink earlier. Let's have a drink. This will affect my destiny. Somehow. Does it make me more stupid? What's this? That stands out. No, it's just a book laying the wrong way. Is there any more books to read? I want more books to read. Books! Need books. Want to level up. Not stupid enough? You don't think I'm stupid enough yet? I need to drink some more, you're saying? Is that what you're saying? So I wonder how drinking affects your destiny. Are there any books to read around here? I guess not. Drink more? Oh, you want me to drink more? You got a weird ending after I played this game. I didn't drink or anything? Huh. Maybe you should have. I'm kind of mad I couldn't ask that guy why he was dead. My medical skills weren't high enough. I really wanted to ask him why he wasn't dead. Because he was definitely dead. This cop here?
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Yeah, I know, because you died. Could you ask him, when you played Dark Joel, were you able to ask him why he was alive? Hey, Operator Error's here. Hey, Operator Error, how's it going? Guys, if you haven't checked out Operator Error, make sure you check out his channel. Hit those the three dot button next to his name, and drop a subscribe for him. Chapter 6. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decide to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes into the house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. Here we are.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders?
I like that outfit
I'm a
she's
private
got.
detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to
Okay,
Sarah
Darchel.
Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
Oh, you're welcome,
That is
Operator.
precisely what brings me here.
Well, well. Look
I guess
who's
she
here.
considers it poor taste. Is that her lover?
You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
Face emoji.
It's a small island, detective.
Oh,
my
Corey,
island.
thank you so much for the super
It's
chat.
better that it's you bumping into me.
Everyone give Corey a hashtag in the chat. Thank you so much, Corey. Oh, the part is art that has in a fireplace in it? I don't know. I haven't seen that. Thank you so much, Corey, for the super chat. That's so nice of you. Before you go into the gallery, let me explain how to do the scene. What scene? Okay. Before I do anything, tell me what I need to do. Before you go to the gallery, let me explain how to do the scene. The scene. You have received divinity, Corey Williams. Thank you so much, Corey. That's so nice of you. And happy Thanksgiving to you as well. How are you doing tonight, Corey? Corey is rich. Buy me R2D2. You've always wanted divinity? Well, congrats, Corey.
You're
You have it.
investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired
Oh,
you?
it took you 15
I
tries?
spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
Is it too loud,
This way,
by the
Mr.
way?
Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable.
Is the game
It
too
would
loud?
seem that you have much to tell me.
Hey, Bubba, how's it going? Good to see you.
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at
That's
the
awesome,
hospital.
Corey.
He spoke
Glad
to me
you got a
about Sarah
break.
Hawkins.
Oh,
Wanna buy
course
some
he
dust
spoke to you
sticks?
about
No, I'm
her.
good, Qui-Gon Jinn.
that's all he talked about.
How are you doing tonight, Qui-Gon
Sarah
Jinn?
Hawkins and her paintings.
I'm turning it down a little bit.
Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He died screaming right before my eyes. Yeah, that's what I want to tell his recently widowed wife. I was no longer there when it happened. You must not feel guilty. Wait, what? Okay, that's the option I get with my psychology professional. So I'm
What
gonna go with
happened to
that.
your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met
Drinking, more
yesterday
drinking.
had lost
Awesome,
his reason.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
He suffers
Nice.
no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course.
Still kind of loud.
Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Yeah, I tried to help him. There wasn't much to do. I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't me who sent
With
him
all due
there.
respect, Mrs. Sanders, it was you who sent him to this asylum, not me.
You're only
How dare
you're
you?
already a level 9
What was I
priest of
supposed to
corruption
do,
and
detective?
means.
Upon seeing such a brilliant mind disintegrate in this way, waking with a start every night with him shrieking in horror, petrified before this accursed painting, unable to look away, until he managed to gouge his eyes out with his own hands.
Oh my god.
I should have listened to Dr. Fuller, let him intern him months ago. If I am to be condemned, it is because I did not act sooner.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I'm
think it's
tired,
probably
Mr.
good.
Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Oh, How do you know Sarah Hawkins?
How did you come to meet Sarah Hawkins?
We were the wealthiest and most influential families on Darkwater. Of course we would know each other. And when Charles returned from Europe with his sweet little artist, she and her sinister paintings were destined to catch my husband's eye. He bought many of her works over the last 5 years. They adorn his macabre gallery.
What is Cat
May I
doing
ask you
here?
what Miss Baker is doing here? How do you know her?
My business with Miss Baker is private, Mr. Pierce.
You
But
hit your
you do know
lightsaber
what
again?
kind of
Hey,
business
Count
Miss Baker
Sudoku,
is in,
how are you doing
don't you?
tonight?
I am no fool. Please believe that much, at least.
I'm sorry about your lightsaber. Did he speak to you of a shambler?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself.
Wow,
If you feel so
Corey, that's
inclined.
dark.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my
Hey,
part, I
John,
refuse
thank
to
you
set
very
foot in
much.
that
You
gallery
too.
again.
How are you doing
But if you're
tonight?
so eager to see it,
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Alright, let's see what we learned about Mrs. Sanders. I always hit the wrong button. That's all the characters. It's clear that she holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband, but what I don't understand about Irene Sanders is a mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before the horrid death in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. Well, Dark Joel, tell me quick, because I think it's time for me to go in there. So how are you going to help me?
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Is this the Shambler? LT and RT. What happened in here? Tea? They had tea. You are an amazing detective.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
They're all vampires, you think? Okay, now what? Oh, piano. Somebody played the piano.
A house of artists.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yep, artists typically, you know, do
A house of
things
artists.
like play instruments. Alright, now what? Tofurkey, yep.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally.
Huh.
What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Ah, okay, Darchel. You have 2 snipers to hide him when you. Oh, 2 places you can snipe him from?
A house of artists.
Yep, a house of artists. There must be something else here. I haven't seen the option to exit yet. Oh, here's the Shambler painting.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Oh, great. His wife does not seem happy about that painting. Look at her face. This is a woman who's like, ah, that's hideous. You want to hang that in my house?
She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates.
Yeah, she
Why?
hates that painting. A Quiet Place? Yeah, that is a good movie. The Shambler shambles on
She
you.
first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Sad. Scared. Ah! Okay, here we go. Okie doke. So that's why he
The
got
Shambler.
his eyes out.
I need to see it.
Must see it. Oh, book. Why do I not find any occultism books? The second volume of the series covers everything from gas gangrene to trench nephritis. The edition is, in addition to precise and detailed study, the book presents some avant-garde theories. The incredible complexity of the book reserves it for medical experts. The Shambler also patrols. How big is this gallery?
Did she really care for him after all?
Can I read this? Is there a read option? Dear Madam, I acknowledge receipt for this letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I'm sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his interment, you signed a discharge allowing me to dispose of the body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. Dang, that's harsh. He shambles. She refuses to sell the Shambler until Shambler shambled her. A lot of shambling. Yep, lots of shambling happening. A damn Scooby-Doo villain? Wait, is the Shambler a Scooby-Doo villain? Really? I get the double-bladed dagger, not the regular ones. It's by a statue. Is it by a statue once I get in the gallery, or do I have to get it before I go in the gallery? Locked. Ooh,
Let's see what
this?
this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Let's do an audio recording that Francis Sanders left his wife Irene. Alright, there's a phonograph right here. Let's put it in.
Irene, I made a mistake.
Is
I
Irene
fear that
preggers?
it might be too late
Or is
for
it
me.
just the way her
Nobody should
I
have
think
that.
it's just the way her clothes fit.
Except to burn everything. I never had the courage.
Oh,
Pay somebody
great,
to do it.
Darchel.
He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
I like how you added the music track to it. There at the end.
I can't take anymore. I can't hold him back.
Is that why he gouged his eyes out?
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to
Right
do it.
paintings too,
He's
meme.
inside my head.
Or God.
I see him behind my eyelids.
Okay, Darchel.
Each time I shut my eyes. I can't take anymore.
You can't hold
I
back
can't
the
hold it
shambler from
back.
shambling to 70s funk
Forgive
music.
me.
What is, somebody look up to shamble and put the definition in the comments, please. I want to know what the definition of shamble is now. Because it's one of those things you have an idea of what it means, but it doesn't really have a word. It's not really a word with a lot of meaning. That makes sense. Oh my gosh, Dark Joel. Well, thank you for the hint. I don't want to have to do it 15 times. I'd like to get through the story. Are you absolutely sure the shambler shambles? Let's see, this must be the gallery. What
A
is this?
strange Amerindian pendant.
What is the Amerindian? I got another point in occultism, I think. Let's go ahead and put a point in strength since we're about to have to fight the shambler. And the shambler probably ambles. What
I
does
could
it mean
use
to
one of
amble?
those.
I wish I had known when I was in his office that sleep pills were important. Ooh, a key. Oh, that's the key to the gallery. Well, can you not go into the gallery if you don't have enough strength? In this work of a student in book form, although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine new ways of exploring human anatomy. What was it called? Dissertations on an anatomical question. I saw another one of those. Ain't telling what these words mean, but they are funkadelic. Oh, are they? Hey Terry, how's it going? He probably ambles around antelopes and cantaloupes. Does this one move? I noticed the other one moved, so I came back and check and see if this one moves. It doesn't. It does not. Why don't you tell what they mean, meme? Mean.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this
Like her
gallery?
outfit. Another painting by
Another
Sarah
painting
Hawkins.
by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors
Bubba.
I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
And you, what are you doing
And you.
here?
What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Not now, sweetheart.
Ah, she
I'd like
won't
to
talk
read this
me.
without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Tentacles. Liquidate the shambler. Alright, I'm procrastinating. Oh, look, a book! Would you read the book? Yeah, read the book. The Melius Bysterium, Volume 2, is a kind of encyclopedia of monsters and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe they exist. Yay, occultism went up. I haven't found many occult-related books, so that's nice. Reading that book will affect my destiny. Okay, Dark Joel says it's by... Okay, there's one of my hiding points. Gotta love big cannons, gotta give them their land. Okay, there's a knife over here by the statue. Is that scarabs? It's like the statues in Fallout 4 that you can decorate your home with. Oh, there we go. Is that it? You just said, Hey, it's a clean Buddhist Minecraft server. Oh, there's a cutscene first? Oh, there are lots of statues in here.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Dark Joel, there's tons of statues in here. What are you talking about? Alright, Decoria. Well, thank you for stopping in. I'm glad you got a break from wearing your blindfold. I'll see you soon, and thank you for the super chat. Oil? Let's see. Let's look around pretty well before we,
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Let's light something else. Skyrim's Black Books. Find the double blade dagger and know where it is before interacting with the painting. Are you talking about, this one here? No, not that one. This one here.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Welcome back, God Gamer. Is this the one you're talking about? I hate how Twitch won't let me, pause the preview of the game. That really annoys me. Okay, that's the one. Awesome. I mean, it was the only one I saw that was obviously double-sided. You love daggers, especially ones that sing Broadway songs? Okay, meme. Find the bazooka, there's one there, trust me. Alright, here we go. So this is the Shambler. The hills are alive with the sound of shambling. The gallery inside the Shambler. That sucks, Terry. Got some big old teeth. Probably, Bubba. Oh my god! He's like four-legged. Ah! I don't look at him. Is he like a Slender Man? He can't see, I guess. He doesn't have any eyes.
What the hell was that?
Oh, you lose your sanity. Great. Oh! Jesus! Oh my god, that's spooky. Oh my god. He's so loud. Does he know where I am? He's too close. Where's the closet? Just the crap. He's got spider limbs. Send me pictures of Spider-Man. I don't know where the cabinet is. I should have looked. Go poke his butt. That is one spooky dude. I want to watch it again. He got birthed out of that painting. Shambler Man does whatever a Shambler Man does. I didn't even make any noise. How did he find me?
What the hell was that?
Okay, where's the cabinet? Where is the cabinet? There's the cabinet. No! Forget I'm playing an Xbox controller. I'm hiding. Can I just stay in here for a while? After this case, I stick to finding lost pets and cheating spouses, no more Cthulhu type butt-breaking monsters, I know, right? Especially since he's claustrophobic. Oh, hide in the closet is the same room as the dagger, gotcha. See if this works. Alright, where's the closet?
Damn! Did it hear that? Maybe I can use this dagger.
Hide, 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 hide. Woo! Oh my god, that was close. Most life-threatening cases pay more than pets. That's probably true. I hope so. After he passes by, I get out, break the glass, and run for the painting. So I'm gonna cut up the painting. That's how I beat the Shambler, huh? I don't know where he's at. Hopefully he doesn't hear me. Is the pay worth losing the butt shark over? There we go. No, no, no!
Damn it! That thing came out of this paint.
Ah! What happened?
Destroy.
What happened? I forgot how to run. I don't know how to run. What happened? I did what you told me to, Dark Joel. I had the double-sided dagger. There's only one place to hide those, and that... Hold on a second, I gotta, I can't pause it right now. Oh, I took the wrong dagger? Is that the problem? I thought that was the one. Just listen to sound 2030 Spunk and you'll remember it's on the shooter. Told me to find the bazooka. I know, but you're right. I should have listened. Dang it, I thought that was the right dagger. Well, where is the right dagger at? Is it in the room with the cabinet? It must be.
What
What
the
did
hell was
diary
that?
say about the Shambler? Cross-checking the information given by Francis Sanders and his widow, it is possible to reconstruct the events that led to the interment of Sanders. Everything points to Sanders and Sarah Hawkins being close, linked at least by their interest in the collector showed up in the artist's work, lent more probability by a certain friendship. Attested to by the repeated refusal of Sarah Hawkins to sell the painting called The Shambler. Against all expectations, she finally gave it away for free. The feelings still shown by Irene Sanders towards Sarah Hawkins are evidently derived from what she considers to be the artist's responsibility. Madness struck Sanders a short while after he gained possession of the painting. It should have worked. There are two places to hide. You have taken the wrong dagger. It's in the northwest gallery room by stair from starting location. Okay. Let me try again. Is there somewhere where it talks about... Okay, here, occult. Somewhere where it talks about Shambler. Here it is. The dimensional Shambler comes from the dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keep it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on the inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting the very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and allow it to rip you to open with claws. Taken from the Malleus Bestiarium by Abigail G. The far right room. He's close to me. He always gets me when I head straight for the far right room. Hide if I need to? Okay, I'll try going and hiding. Hiding seemed to work, but I never saw him come where I was at. Or pass me by. Okay, I think we can all just skip this now. I don't know where else to hide.
What the hell was that?
He wants that butt. Just try going this way, maybe? No, that makes me look at him. Is this it? Yeah, this is it.
Damn. Did it hear that?
Did I get it? I don't think I got it. Ah! Got in the cabinet. Woo! Alright, I think I'm okay. How come he's not making me go crazy when I look at him through the cabinet? I don't even know if I got it, but... I'll go back for it if I didn't. I don't know what's worse, losing my sanity or
Looks different.
run, dude! Run! No, run! Run! No! Ah, it's so close, I can't figure out how to take him run. Hold on a second, let me see here. Settings, control. How do I make him run? Gamepad. Run is, oh, it's LT. Okay. Well, then again, I need someone Cthulhu in the first 5 minutes for the laugh. Can you do that? Yeah, well, at least I got the right dagger this time. There are two in that room, that's why I got confused. Because I just knew it was like in that room, so I went to the first case where I saw it. Okay, well, at least I know how to run now, that'll help too. Let's just go ahead and skip all this.
What the hell was that?
No, it was a shambler. Okay, so I think the trick is to go this way. I think I'm safe.
This dagger looks different.
Get in, get in, get in, get in! Oh! No, he found me! Oh, come on! Ah! Ah! He's too smart for me. Ah! Maybe I should wait for him to go further away before I break the case. So intense.
What the hell was that?
Where's he at? Ah, he found me. For X-Files, the path to enlightenment, all hail our Lord Savior Bill Gates, keeper of the holy gates. He can see beyond the vial of windows. Alright, let's skip all this.
What the hell was that?
Maybe I should go break the case in the other room to get his attention. Is he gonna find me? Oh no, now the claustrophobia is setting in. Great. Am I safe? I can't hear him over my own claustrophobia.
This dagger looks different.
We're just running straight for the painting. Did it! Finally! Oh no, maybe not. Woo! That was close. I think I'm gonna have a heart attack. And Bill Gates came down onto mankind and gave us the holy commandments. 1, thou shalt play Xbox and only Xbox. 2, thou shalt use Bing and not Google. 3, thou shalt use only Windows.
What's the matter with you?
No Linux. Thank you, Darchel, for the help. I would have never figured that out.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective.
Yeah, maybe.
At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
You knew about the monster?
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You
Just
mean
go
me?
home, detective.
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
Whoa, did you
You
guys
should
see
talk
the
to
smoke in the
Algernon
room?
Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
And you give me this information
It's
free of
not your
charge.
style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Going to your mama's house with that dagger, baby. Poor Irene. She looks so sad. Alright, Argel. What happened to the lights around the chair? Well, I can't use them with the green screen, so I took them off. They won't work with the green screen. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. So this is Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. How many chapters are in this game, Joel, if you're still there? Hi, Manus. No, not really. I don't plan on playing PUBG. I play it on mobile every now and then. when
Where's
I'm
the
bored,
bookseller?
But I don't really play it much. It doesn't run very well on my phone. This is all very suspicious. Human body parts. The Shambler turned out to be a weird Japanese hentai monster. The detective decides to find Lord Cthulhu to ask, "What the F, man?" The Handbook of Anatomy and Dissection, book number 2, as precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume. This book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Nice. I'm past halfway through the game. Nice. That's cool. Hey, operator. What's up? Darkwater history. A Puritan colony, led by the Reverend John Y. Wickwood, settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes of they had left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Wells! Oh, is that the lurking emote? I'm looking fire in that thumbnail. Hey, Salty, how's it going? I'm glad you like the thumbnail. How are you doing tonight? It's good to see you.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Oh, I missed some volumes of this. Dang it. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth. How are you doing, Salty? It's been a while since I've seen you. Dark Water History. Is this the same book? In the 19th century, as the whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding dark water. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then, the region was a favored refuge for what does that say? Cetaceans? In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to the port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Oh, he's renounced and gone. Now look at him, a weird tentacle fishman thing. GG, Reverend. Oh, you're stuck at work? I'm sorry, operator error. Somebody's gotta do your job. Did I miss someone?
What happened here?
Got a reconstruction screen.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
So someone broke into the house. Probably the door, be the most obvious place.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
What did they take? Yeah, sneaking a lot of YouTube at work. I don't normally salty. I'm doing it today because tomorrow is Thanksgiving.
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then?
Probably. His arm looked pretty messed up. Oh, this is an
What sort of
interesting painting.
thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Wait.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Yeah, I don't think his parents let him stay up late enough to be on
What the-
stream.
Charles Hawkins?
Yeah, happy early Thanksgiving to you, Salty. You got any plans? What's going on here?
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Oh, that's cool, Salty.
What killed all these animals?
Ah!
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Your ending video on my stream. Want to say anything? You guys make sure to like, subscribe, and definitely share out GamerGod's video. And have a wonderful morning, noon, or night, whatever time it is for you.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
You're also moving next to us. Where are you moving, Salty? Is that good, God Gamer? Oh, there are like 3 locks we gotta lot pick? How do we do this? Can I do it with the D-pad? That'd be easier. I can't. There we go. Is there a code somewhere I can use? Maybe there's a...
Is
Ooh,
everyone
sleeping
on
pills.
this island taking sleeping pills?
Oh, that's cool, Salty. Congrats.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Bro, you just fought a weird Eldritch monster. I just call it a day. I know, right? Let's see here. This key that bears the elder sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved on its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings, that medallion, the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery, coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips off to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okie dokie. Oh, you want a dog? Nice, salty. That'd be cool. Oh, here's
Drake
something.
left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Awesome! Here's what we need. Way better than guessing. A page seems to be hidden here. Is it possible to read? If somebody finds these memories, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in the place of reality in the planes of reality, in order that they can be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possessions. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek word. Where life and study combine in the Greek world. Interesting, Bubba. Why has everyone got to make everything an MMORPG? Each cylinder is numbered, even as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination to the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of the safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. Nice start, Joel. 116 hours, that's awesome. ASMR? Sing what? I should do that, shouldn't I, Salty? The Handbook of Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is that the title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Are you gonna save them, Bubba, or are you gonna go ahead and try to cash them in? Oh my god! Look at all the books I can read now! Oh my god!
Arkham editions.
Arkham
Never heard of them.
Corpus Hermeticum. Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. The collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on terrorism, and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
You're saving them till 10,000, Bubba.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
A collection of essays, what is this one called? Things That Should Not Be. A study on American folklore. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor of Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology. I'm not going to reread the same stuff about the Arkham Anthology.
Arkham Editions? Never heard of them.
I know you've never heard of them. Isis Unveiled, a book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in the Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Azeroth and Other Horrors. A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. The volume is part of the Arkham Anthology. I know, Arkham Asylum, right?
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
The Key of Solomon by L.W.D. something. A book of spells supposedly written by legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits based on L.W.D. Lawrence's original. The volume is part of the Arkham Anthology.
Arkham Editions?
We know, you
Never
never
heard
heard
of
of them. Massa di Requiem per Shugay. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Cesti Borgheria, the famous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
A lot. The Prophecies by Nostradamus, a collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse. Written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Widebridge. So, some of those are real books, because I know the Nostradamus one's a real book, of course. I don't know what other ones are true. Okay. So I need to go find his little cylinders. I found one of them. I found one of his cylinders. I'm not a genius though, so I'm in trouble, I think.
Things are not looking good. A kind of chalice.
This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make a specific motif? I mean, yeah, it's red, green, red. The rubies and sapphires, they make triangles. Can I go out the door? No. Welcome back, Salty. It's about time to take a break, I think. All this reading's got my throat a little sore. Drink water, it's good for you. Oh, that's oil for my, for that. Oh, Coleman! Thank you so much for the Superman. Coleman, you don't have to keep doing that, but thank you so much. Everyone give Coleman a hashtag in the chat. Thank you so much, Coleman, for the super chat. How are you doing, Coleman? Hope you're having a lovely day. Would you read the book? Read the
What
book.
does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
The collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the beastry of the myth without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. The pages are covered with phantasmagical illustrations.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Huh. So she's the same one who wrote one of those Arkham books. This book contains unholy knowledge. Let's read it. Yep. You know I'm gonna read it. These Tibetan writings are of the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of the Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the texts of his work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Cool. I do, cool man. I remember you saying that. How are you feeling? Yeah, Blavatsky is one of the ones who wrote one of those Arkham books. Okay, how do I get these cylinders to open the safe though? Did I not take the sleeping pills before? I thought I did. Ooh, is that roaches and mice? Ah, gross. I just noticed that. So bad, I take it, cool man? Not better? Ah, here it is.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Yeah, Bubba, I don't know, like, I know, like, the uterus uppercut and Nate and them that I was playing with, they love it. They think it's great. And I'm really, like, eh. So far, I'm just kind of like, eh, about it. Like, I can take it or leave it. It's a good way to burn time, I guess. I wish that, Fallout New California had been done on as a Fallout 4 mod instead of a Fallout New Vegas mod. Oh, I'm sorry, cool man. That sucks. Nothing worse than having a sore throat. That's the worst. Where do I... There should be a phonograph around here somewhere. Because if not, then I can't listen to it. Didn't I see one in the corner here? There we go.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
So, I'm guessing the first block is the number of reds.
And these red drops,
Yeah,
like
the number
precious
of rubies.
stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it.
Really? They got
I
themselves
am
a
willing
room
to
full of
pay to know its
strippers, Bubba.
secrets.
Drake cylinder number 2.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny. Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me.
That's
Volume
what I
9,
kept saying. How many
Azathoth
ever
and Other
were.
Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Alright, let's see. So, let's look at the goblin
The
again.
chalice of knowledge.
How do I tell how many there are? That's gonna be difficult. I've got to find a place where I can recognize something so I know when I can stop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 5 in there. And then 1, 2, 3. There are 3 there. How big was that anthology? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I hope I remembered that right. I think it's 5, 3, 8. I might have forgot how many were in the chalice already though. Where's the safe at? You talking about Fallout 76? Nope. It was making spooky noises. Got it! You're talking about Fallout, yeah. I mean, even if they just made it where, like, they should have made it like GTA Online, where the quest had things for other people to do. Because I feel like a lot of times if I go do a quest and the other person's just standing around waiting on me, and then I feel like bad because I'm getting experience points and they're not. Alright, Salty, see you later. Have a good night. Have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow, Salty. Looks like a black bug, but without all the tentacles. What is happening? What just happened? In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of the attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find the letter that Sarah Hawkins had hidden there, a book covered in human skin. Light inside irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Alright, see you guys later. Let's see if I can pause. Oh, wait, I can just not start it. I think it makes you hit X to continue. So I think it's a good time for me to take a pause real quick. Yeah. So I think it's a good time for me to take a pause real quick and take a break. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Stick around and we'll find out what body what body the detective was projected into. I'll be right back, guys. welcome back. I've really got to download some music, so I'm not using bandwidth to play music. Hi, Michaela, welcome. Good to see you.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
And welcome back, Halo, we're in bandwidth. Was the bandwidth that bad?
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
So everyone's
Of course.
infected with insomnia.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
I guess we'll examine the patient.
Very well. I'll examine him.
Get up and walk it off.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's
Okay.
totally dehydrated.
Yeah,
His fingertips
makes
and
sense.
toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky.
Ew. Ew.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia.
What's petechia?
Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
I only froze up a couple of times. Oh, okay, that's good.
30-year-old subject. Severe
He
hypothermia.
looks a lot older than 30
Erythematous
years
papules
old.
around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Awesome.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his
Thanks.
symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
Because you hate women.
What did you find?
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a
He's
bone
at
in
least
his arm,
60.
it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
How do you know? You didn't
Look
even
at
touch
these
it.
sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Well, no, of course not.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there.
It's got a
We should
parasite.
operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
It's not
You know-
an edema.
I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
Even though he's your best doctor.
I see signs of
Not
hypodermoclysis,
me.
but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
His skin
He
fell
seemed
off.
to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
His body is mutating.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these
That's the
symptoms
answer?
are not those usually associated
fall of
with
76.
the human species.
What do you mean?
She's the voice
Don't tell
actress
me
from
you
Mass
believe in
Effect? Oh, that's cool.
extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations.
I wonder what they're
And
having a
this
conversation about in the
transformation is
background.
killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Ugh,
Dr.
Dr.
Colden,
Fuller.
may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing?
What have
How
you
about
done
what
to
you've
him?
done to
yeah.
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone,
Wait, is it 'cause I'm a
nor your
woman?
insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Yeah.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
Look at the dust.
There,
That's kind of cool.
there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
You're turning him into a
I've
monster.
seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration.
Suction cups.
Had I
on
only
his
read the
fingers.
report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway.
You're turning him into a fish
I'm
man.
curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fish
Fascinating.
man.
An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps.
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your
What is
innocent
that
worries
movie
for
with
this man that
the
have you
deaf, the woman
overreacting.
who's deaf?
For this man and the others whose
And the
medical
fish
files
man?
you've been hiding.
It's a
I
Guillermo
have to
del Toro
protect my
movie.
discovery. These people owe me their life, but the
weird.
world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me,
I
Marie.
think it's too late.
But I still have hope you'll
He's
one
already
day
done
share
it.
my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Dr. Fuller. Fuller,
Was that a
bullshitter.
threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Hidden files
Oh,
are
that
proof.
evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And
Yeah.
where would you find
We'll
those?
go down this path.
In his office. What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm
I'm
counting
doing
on
good,
your
Michaela.
discretion.
How are you doing?
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
I'll keep Mom. So what? Okay, we got a new objective. Consult diary. I found a book in the bookseller's safe. There was something wrong with it. It smelled of death and putrefaction. I had a bad feeling. I read it to understand why I had such feelings. What happened after that? Where am I? Indeed, where are we? Is this the bathroom?
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Okay. Where's his office at? Administration, bathroom men,
No, you're
pharmacy.
pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
What are they talking about?
And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
They're talking
Oh,
about
well.
me.
At least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
Okie dokie. Why would they cut the water off? Storage room.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Huh. Is that what they're talking about? Fishmen from humanoids from the deep. Fishmen from humanoids from the Deep movie. Yeah, that's what it's called, Deep, right? This very interesting book, aimed at a wide public, demonstrates how non-recognized science have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed to the certain extent of the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of the century. I just know it's weird because, like, I usually love Guillermo del Toro movies, but that movie I was not into at all. Especially with the, you know...
Patients and hospital personnel eat the
fish
same food.
and women getting it on with each other. That's pretty weird. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. There's a cabinet in here. Dang it, that means I'm gonna have to hide eventually. Do not like that.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Sure, I'll examine her myself. Why not?
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself. And keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
I wouldn't
Very
expect
well.
you to.
At least I'll know where to find you.
Alright, so... we need to go find their mom
Doctor,
and examine her.
Please. My chest.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Doctor, that you?
Yep.
Yes, it's Dr. Colden. Tell me what happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
No. What
What
happened
did you
there?
see there?
Nothing. Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps.
Ouch.
No idea. Passed out.
Ugh. He broke his back. That's horrible.
Dr. Colden?
Okay.
Mrs. Sanders?
What the heck? Is that their mom? Mrs. Sanders is dead.
Ah, so there's Harding. She's still sleeping. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But Fuller was able to save her kidney.
How is he able to do that? That's weird. Okay, this one's got a chart here too.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
Irene Sanders' medical file. The file describes the state in which Irene Sanders entered a Riverside Institute, as well as the treatments administered to her. Fuller added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest that she needs. Really? Quiet and rest in the psychiatric wing? Wow, so is that where the detective's mind went?
What is
Ooh,
the
a
boiler
key.
room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find
I
it.
like when it has a doctorate. I
The
just
key
thought
to
about
the
that.
boiler
She
room.
does.
Not
That's
where I
true.
expected to find it.
Okay. Can I take it?
The key to the boiler
Why are you
room.
showing it to
Not
me?
where I expected to find it.
That's fine. She does. She's a psychiatrist.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that everyone's got insomnia. What's wrong with this dude?
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight.
Huh.
We haven't been able to move him. The stress
What's
makes him
dysgeusia?
hyperallergic.
Sir, I am going to examine you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination. He bit his lips so much,
Cool,
they're still
Michaela.
bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling.
Stop drooling? Oh, there we go.
His binds left bloody wounds.
So, doctor, what should we
Stop
do with this
binding him
patient?
up. This
Those
patient has been
basement brutes tied him
mistreated,
up
yep.
too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Have a diploma as a nurse.
Excuse me?
What?
So take care of this man.
Dang, that's harsh. She just flat out burned her. Aren't you a nurse? Take care of him. What's wrong with this dude?
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work.
What's wrong with
He's
his
undergoing
feet?
a ventricular fibrillation. Nurse?
Medicine.
Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands.
You'll be okay. Good doctor's taking care of you while Dr. Fuller's off doing who knows what. He's a crappy doctor. Men don't care about people. Alright, let's go talk to these guys.
So, Doctor, have you been able to examine our mother?
Yeah, she's alright.
I've tended to her, and I have good news. Her blood analysis is reassuring. Her kidneys are as new.
Are you talking about the same person? This is miraculous.
It is miraculous.
She's still recovering, but you may speak to her upon her awakening.
Oh, thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
We'll wait for her to wake up. We've been here since this morning, so it won't make a difference.
Aw. Okay, that's the kitchen. I already been in there.
Dr.
Hello?
Colden?
Hi. I am Dr. Colden.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
This is what you got, huh?
Dr. Colden, do you want something? I think that you're needed in Block B, Doctor.
Hey, it's the cop.
Ethan,
What's he
Marie,
doing here?
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
You're a bad liar. Why didn't you come to me instead?
You're not here for treatment, right?
Psychology.
Am I so
master.
obvious?
Yep.
Only to me. I know you worry about me.
I trust you. I'm happy to see you.
Oh,
Me
he's
too,
got a
Ethan.
crush on her.
Is that all?
Well, there might be something else.
What?
I'm not sure.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night. It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
Everyone in town
No.
has nightmares.
No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet,
Interesting.
but I will figure all this out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
Yep.
We don't have
Hi,
any
the relic.
medication
Welcome.
left.
How are you doing
Oh.
tonight?
There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
You're still supposed to be dead, and I desperately want to know why you're alive.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
It's pretty busy, actually.
Where did my fiance go?
It's like one
I
empty
hope those
bed.
nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Who's his fiance, I wonder? What is this? Is there a sign on the store? Welcome back, Darchel. Sorry you're at work.
This man,
Yay.
Edward Pierce, his
Move
file
up.
is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
The file is strangely incomplete, and the detail on treatment is not given. It does not respect standard practice. Yeah, it's a pretty cool role-playing game. I like it so far. It's definitely different. Anything else in here?
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'll be
What?
going.
Why does everyone have different accents, like British accents and Southern accents? Oh, what's
In
this?
theory, this is where we hang the key to the boiler room.
Well, I know that it's not here.
Dr.
I know where
Fuller
it is.
always keeps his key with him.
I just don't know what the significance of that is. Because you wouldn't let me pick up the key to the boiler room when I found it. Did I find it too soon? Because I know where the key to the boiler room is. You said it wasn't where you expected to find it.
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
We gotta go. So Dr. Fuller keeps his key with him. I haven't even found his office yet. How am I supposed to get into it? I forget I can run. I keep thinking I have to do the RPG walk. Storage room? See what's in here.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
Just wanted to see if there are
Please,
any good books
the
or
fewer
anything.
interruptions there are, the faster I'll be finished.
Alright. Who's this guy? Hello, you look familiar.
Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Nope.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
Well, how do I get in? They're here, maybe. Here we go. See what we can see. Book! The reference book of medical sciences, like a dictionary. This work references in alphabetical order all the medical sciences known and practiced in the modern world. For each of the entries in the major works, the names of the reference authorities are listed. Apple.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
She caught me.
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you
nurse.
came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
Dang it! Distract Donovan. How am I going to distract her? Is that another book? How in the world am I going to distract her? I could start a fire. That would be distracting, wouldn't it?
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
Who is she talking about?
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning.
Why?
I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Why go through her?
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see.
Ah.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
Poor Elizabeth. She's going to have to go talk to her again.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
Poor Elizabeth. I'm about to make her have to go talk to the evil Miss Donovan again. She does seem pretty annoying. This this way. Alright, can I take the key now? Thank you.
The key to the boiler room.
It would have been nice if
All
you
I
let
have
me
to
take
do
it
is shut off
earlier.
the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
Okay, now I gotta remember how I got to the boiler room to begin with. So, nah, it's not that way. And the one time I wear a Motorhead shirt and you don't, yeah, we always wear it at the same time, don't we, Michaela, usually. Where did I find the boiler room before? Not there.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag.
People do not like Miss Donovan.
And I'm the one who pays.
Boiler room, nice. Sorry, Elizabeth. Ah.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Surely there is a tool around here that I can use. I don't have to walk around the whole hospital trying to find one. There's a book bag right there. Shouldn't there be tools in it? I'm stuck! Oh, I don't have a lantern. I was trying to pull out my lantern. Where did I see that janitor earlier? Maybe he's got some tools. I just walk into the pharmacy.
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
No
The
sleeping
doses
pills.
prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
A prescription of barbiturates signed by Dr. Fuller, and we're out of barbiturates. No wonder he's overprescribing them. What a jerk. Ooh, another book. The pseudoscientific work by sorry, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Cesare Lambrasso correlates an individual's morphology with the criminal predispositions. The seriousness of the study and the accuracy of the demonstrations can deceive an uninformed reader.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old
Maybe
hag.
something in here?
I didn't make this up.
No.
And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
What's in here? Oh, it's just a hallway.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Not that way. Well, I know the answers are in his office, but what I need right now is a tool. Orgasmatron and Killed by Death. Those are both good songs. I gotta tell you, ever since I started listening to digital music, I'm really bad at knowing the names of songs. Like, something about owning CDs made it easier for me to know the names of songs. Like, a lot of times I have to, especially newer albums, I have to look it up.
There's no way I'm leaving until I find what Fuller is hiding.
Where is this tool I need? Give me a hint. Storage room, maybe? Yes! Now I gotta find the boiler room again.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Consult diary. I found a book in the bookseller's safe. Nope, there's nothing new here. Your follower has the same corpse paint as you? You have corpse paint? I'm more interested in the fact that you have corpse paint. Oh, your follower, your companion, and you have the same corpse paint in the game. I gotcha. That's cool. Alright, where's Fuller's office again? If I waste too much time, I might miss my window of opportunity here. I gotta go in through this way, I think. Here we go. See what happens.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
I thought you meant you had corpse paint in real life, Michaela. I know she's not gonna let me walk in there. Oh, I gotta go back to Elizabeth, apparently. Let's go talk to Elizabeth.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it.
That's cool,
It seems
Rachel.
it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch.
I used to have a
Courage,
friend in high
Elizabeth.
school.
Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
He said he always knew when his parents were having sex because pure moods would be playing. I was like, that's more than I would want to know about my parents personally.
Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy.
How did she get way
Elizabeth,
over
isn't
there?
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't Elizabeth just talk to her this morning? She still doesn't know her name?
At last. The missing files must be hidden here.
But where? I don't see any place for files. I can't access anything. There's nothing to search. What's this?
I should go another way.
Okay. I can't leave till I find the files.
Something
Oh,
is wrong with these
interesting.
masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Oh, I see they're flipped the wrong way. There you go. Wait, which way
Something
is
is
the right
wrong
way?
with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle.
Is there like a picture of mass somewhere in here? I imagine you're supposed to mash them up with something. Oh, book.
The Stendhal syndrome. Of course.
A study of the Stendhal
This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
A study of the Stendhal syndrome, a particularly rare mental illness. Subjects display mental disorders linked to exposure to works of art. Really? That's the thing? The Stendhal syndrome.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something.
There we go.
Patient.
A cylinder was hidden inside Fuller's office. He recorded his thoughts about one of the many psychoanalysis sessions he submitted Sarah Hawkins to.
Files. I was right.
And we're just gonna play it. No one's gonna notice we're in here. Let's do it.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins.
Poor Sarah. She looks so sad.
The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos. It goes without saying that these peculiar delusions are the price that comes with her exceptional gifts.
Why Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
Because she believes
First,
him.
I presumed that her blood was the key.
Her
But I
blood.
found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
What's going on with his hand there? Oh, that's just my pointer. What's he ejecting her with?
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set them all in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Must be another clue around here somewhere. Where is there a clue? Is there her body? Come on. Where's her body? Oh, here we go.
Of course.
Her shoe.
Sarah Hawkins is the connection.
Of course, yeah. Well, they all knew Sarah Hawkins.
I must go back to the basement.
How are we gonna get into the basement? I found a book, none of this is new.
I should go another way.
Okay. This way? Alright, how are we gonna get into the basement? It was locked earlier. See if I can remember how to even get there. Let's see. There's the boiler room. There's the guy who sleeps. I recognize him from when I was in the psychiatric wing. That's where I recognize him from. Isn't there like another hospital you can send people to? This one's creepy.
Please, I'll be in trouble with Mrs. Donovan if I'm late.
Poor nurses, man. Why do they keep working for Miss Donovan? She seems horrible. That is a giant cigarette holder. What's in here? Toilet? Oh, there's another wrench. I guess I could have gotten a wrench out of there. Trying to remember how I got down to the... I found the psychiatric wing earlier, and now of course I can't find it. Don't want anyone blaming me for going in the boiler room and turning off the...
Dr. Colden?
Yeah?
I'll be going.
I guess I don't have anything to say to you. Let's see... I know I found it before. Where did I find it? I just keep walking around in circles. Bathroom men administration. Chat slowed down a lot, yeah. It happens, Dark Joel. It happens. How's the work going, Dark Joel? Really sucks you have to work Thanksgiving. That's the worst. But you get paid like time and a half, right? Ugh. Where is this place? Where is this psychiatric wing at? I know I found it before. It's not like I've never seen it. Why can't I find it now? Sometimes this game makes me a little dizzy. There it is. Just need to go around the corner. And suddenly the door is just unlocked. As soon as I needed to get into it. These sound effects are totally unrealistic. There's blood on the floor, by the way. That's Dr. Fuller.
Now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
He injected her with whatever he injected everybody else with.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Who's that?
Turn around.
Is that the bookshop owner?
Slowly.
Yeah, Drake.
Talk, filthy thief! I swear I'll shoot!
It was Charles Hawkins. I've done
I
nothing
came to
wrong.
this island to investigate a death, and ended up in your shop.
How convenient.
I'm serious. I saw the broken glass and followed the path. The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Yeah.
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will.
His will.
What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins'
Nice,
corpse.
Joel. At least you can double
Sarah
time. That's
Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the
Cool.
Riverside
It's a
Institute.
Necronomicon.
She's in danger.
Of course it is. It's
I have to
wrapped
go.
in human flesh.
Wait! No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
You want to come with me? Alright.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
I'm guessing this is probably close to the end of the next chapter. Spooky. It looks like a Stephen King novel. Oh, I like the nice little touch with the crow. Alright guys, I think this is a good place for me to go ahead and end the stream. Since we don't have people in chat talking or interacting, I guess we won't do a raid tonight because I think a lot of people are just lurking. But I will be back. I'm not streaming tomorrow. I'll be back Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably going to be playing either Fallout 76 or Fallout New Vegas. I had a poll up. Let's see which one won real quick. What won the poll? Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Fallout New Vegas won the poll. So I may try to get that installed Friday so I can play it. Please play New Vegas. Yeah, apparently New Vegas won 58 to 42%. So I don't know. I would have to do the math to figure out how many people votes that is. It's like I got a good bit of votes, 19 votes. So, alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. But have a wonderful night. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you Friday. Black Friday. Bye everyone.